Hey, what's going on, everybody? Who 186 back again with another video. This is gonna be a video response to Dealer Gaming. I don't think I've had any direct interaction with him in the past. I know who he is. Obviously, he's a big he's a pretty well known YouTuber. Primarily an Xbox guy, and he made a video yesterday. I believe it was yesterday that is probably going to get some people talking, and the video is called Xbox One 2018 with no games, right? And this video is coming off of a video that was made by GameSpot. And in the GameSpot video, now I didn't watch the full. The only stuff I got from the GameSpot video was pretty much what he put out there in his video. So I didn't watch the whole video, but essentially the video is pretty much saying that Microsoft, despite the issues they had this year when it comes to releasing software, they're doing a lot of building for the future. You know what I mean? Like, with obviously Game Pass, you have backward compatibility, and the studio acquisitions and stuff like that. So and all that stuff I actually do agree with. Like, I do agree that Microsoft has done a good job, at least especially this year when it comes to getting kind of laying the groundwork for the future. I 100% agree with that. Here's the problem that I have with I don't really have a problem with the GameSpot video because frankly I didn't watch it. But here's the problem that I have with Dealer's video, and I will go through this and I'll go through it right now. Here's the issue I have. You are saying that Microsoft won 2018 because they had because of all the stuff that you said before, right? And listen, everyone has their opinion. It's fine. I don't, it's not a big deal. He even said it in his video. It's not something to get upset over. I don't care. But I figured, I'll do the video because one, I kind of figured that the video was gonna cause some controversy among everyone else. So I figured I just do the video. Now, the reason why I don't agree with him is because when it comes to which brand or which company or whatever had the better year, we're talking about year. We're not talking about, you know, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. We're not talking about any of those. We're not talking about that. We're talking about 2018, solely 2018, right? And when you look at the lineup between both companies, and first of all, I've never subscribed to the idea that Xbox had no games. I've never subscribed to that. You know what I mean? Like, again, do they have the same amount of has their lineup this year been I mean, I guess you could say mediocre compared to Sony. I think it's hard to say. It's hard to say it hasn't when you have one side that released God of War, Spider-Man, and the other side has released games like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay, which both didn't do well. Granted, Forza Horizon 4 is a great game, it's an awesome game. But like I said, you compare overall, if you compare the two you compare the two companies when it comes to first party releases, is not it to me, at least in my opinion, is not close. So yeah. So you said that Microsoft had the better year, right? Because of all these acquisitions, all this other stuff, right? To me, like, I don't I can't judge a company based on what they're doing in the future because you don't even know if the future is gonna be bright for them. You know what I mean? You don't know. Nah, I don't think this is gonna happen, but you don't know if Obsidian's gonna create a game that sucks. You know what I mean? It's unlikely, but you don't know that. You don't know if any of the studios they make are gonna be good, or even if the games are even gonna come out. You have no idea. So to just assume that the company had a great, like, a better 2018, mainly because of the acquisitions and all the other stuff that it does outside of gaming, to me, it it speaks to you pretty much liking anything they would have done. And listen, I'm not here to say that he liked everything Microsoft's done. He said in the video, and I've heard him in the past say about say that Microsoft has he's criticized Microsoft in the past. So I don't want to make it seem like he never criticized Microsoft. But to me, if you're going to sit there and say that Microsoft, even with all the stuff that they've dealt with, still had a better year, then what would it take for you to say that Sony had a better year? Let's be real about this. What would have to happen in your opinion to assume that Microsoft that Sony had the better year? Because some of the stuff he mentioned what did he mention? He mentioned he obviously, I don't know if he mentioned backward compatibility per se, but I know that he would have mentioned it. I know he mentioned Game Pass, about being a great deal for gamers, pro consumer, and all that other stuff, which I agree with. Right? He also said something about what did they say? He talked about power and stuff like that, and unfortunately for him, there are videos. There is a video that he deleted a while ago that kind of speaks to, he kind of he talked about how power is a big deal for him, and and stuff like that when it comes to playing games on the Xbox. But there's videos in his past that he's since deleted that would go against that. Now, but that's either here nor there, right? But to me, if you're going to use these things that are things that Sony really can't compete with right now, like they're not going to create. Sony's not going to create a stronger PlayStation 4. I mean, they're not going to do that. They're not going to create a PS4 that's on par with the Xbox One X. It's not going to happen. And also, like, and when it comes to Game Pass, they have their own client. Is PlayStation Now. And listen, I don't like PlayStation Now. I don't like the idea of PlayStation Now. But the one thing that can't be denied, and I'll say this, is that the platform has a shit ton of games on there. It has, I think, almost about 700 games on there. And at least for right now, the PS4 games are downloadable. I can't, obviously the old school PS2 games, I don't believe are down. Oh, actually, hold on. I don't know. But obviously the PS3 game, which are the vast majority of games on there, are not downloadable, right? But you can't deny, if you have a good internet connection, for at least for some people, PlayStation Now could be a service that they like. You know what I mean? And I think the prices are at least comparable. You know what I mean? Especially for a service that has 7 times the games. But even still, you're using other factors into what makes company A better than company B, for at least for that year. And to me, and it's the same thing that I've always said from the jump. Games should be the only thing that should be the determining factor of which company is better. Games, right? You can always talk about, all the other stuff is stuff that are fine. Like, I'm not saying that this and that are not important. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that ultimately, if we're going to judge these companies on what makes these games better, it ultimately they are the games. That's just how it is. And let's be frank about this. If the roles were reversed, do you honestly believe that, let's say if Sony had all these services and shit like that, and let's say if Microsoft bought out some killer exclusives this year, and let's say if they had two games that were high quality sellers, and we're the talk of the town, game of the year award winners and shit like that. Do you honestly believe that a lot of the Xbox dudes, and I am including dealer in this? Do you honestly believe that all this other stuff that he mentioned would be a factor into which company had a better year? No, it would be what it was for a lot of these dudes in the beginning of the generation. Oh, the games are matter, the exclusives matter, right? And I know he mentioned that when it comes to PlayStation fanboys, when it comes to resolution, how it was a big deal for PlayStation guys this generation. Of course it was. Of course it was, because that's what fanboys do. They brag about the stuff that their company does well, and they downplay the stuff that the company don't do well most of the time, right? So I get what he's saying. What I'm saying is that the only way that anything should be judged for 1 year is games. That's just a fact. And if you like, playing your games at the highest fidelity, highest frame rates and shit like that, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I can still play the vast majority of those games on my PlayStation. Sorry, I got interrupted there for a second. But yeah, like I was saying, I can play the vast majority of those third-party games on my PlayStation. You know what I mean? Even though they won't look as good, obviously. I'm still playing those games. And so what's the big difference? The multiplat. I mean, the exclusives. And listen. At the end of the day, everyone's opinion, everyone's tastes are different, obviously. But at the end of the day, like one console has been drastically superior than the other in that category, and that's a fact. It's not me hating on the Xbox because I have an Xbox. I like my Xbox. You know what I mean? But I looked at my top 10 um game of the year releases for this year, right? And I have my top 10. The vast majority of them are obviously multiplats, right? But I have three PlayStation exclusive. Wait, actually, hold on. Let me check for a second. Let me look at my list real quick. It won't take too long. I have it on my phone. Yeah, I have. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I have 4 or 5 games on my game of the year list, right? And I have one Xbox game on my list. And in fact, when it comes to exclusives this year, I've only bought one Xbox game, and that's Forza Horizon 4. Everything else has been either games from the past or like exclusive games from the past. Actually, I don't even think I did that. But I definitely played some backward compatible games, right? And to me, like that's not good. That's not good enough. Like I don't care all the stuff about buying studios and stuff like that are all good. Like I have no problem with that. I'm glad they're doing it because they are addressing an issue that needed to be addressed. But to me, like having one exclusive game that I like for 2018 is not good at all, and there's no way that I can sit there with a straight face and say that company A has had the better year over company B when company A is only giving me one exclusive that I liked. I personally can't do it, and I really don't see how anyone else can do it. But again, it's your opinion. It is what it is. Nothing. It's not a big deal for me. But to me, I just don't understand the mindset of of that. And to be honest with you, when you do that, it shows that one, you're not even giving the other company a fair shake when it comes to which company you think has done a better job this year overall. You're not giving that. You're not giving the company B a fair shake. You're not giving Sony a fair shake because, like I said, you like Game Pass, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with Game Pass. But like I said, if Sony had something similar, would you be as interested in that? No, probably not. Like, and you said, you prefer the games on your PlayStation, on your Xbox, and that's fine. But then how is it that you can sit there and be objective about which company had the better year when certain things that Microsoft does are more favorably for you than if Sony did something similar. You get what I'm saying? I legit don't believe if Sony and Microsoft roles were reversed that you guys would be so amped up for Sony's future. I don't believe that at all. So, that's pretty much it for the video. I don't really have much else to say about it. Just to summarize, like I said, it's not a hate video. This is just one gamer responding to another when it comes to gaming. I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't know if you'll respond or not. It is what it is. But it's just my opinion. Anyways, this is 186. I'm out. Peace.